Hello and welcome, this is a spring DIY compilation video.
For this first DIY, I have this bike stake that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut off the tag, and then I'm going to bend off the stake bit on the back, and it came off pretty easy. Then I'm going to take some Agave Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint the bike with it, the frame and the seat. And this is the same colour as my bike. I'm short, so I have a wee girl's bike from Walmart, and this is the colour that it is. So I only gave it one coat. I painted it front and back just to make sure it was all covered. When I got to the wheels, I just did a wee dry brush just to get rid of the red, but I kept the silver. And I'm not going to show you me painting the whole bike. I will do the rest off camera. Next colour I use is some Plaster Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just dry brushing this over the wheels. The wheels on my bike, well, they were white when I got the bike. It's dirty now because we like to go to the park. But I'm just dry brushing that over just the wheels. Oh, and the handlebars and the seat, because that's the same as mine. But you can make the bike whatever colour you like. Then I'm going to take some steel Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to brush that over the wheels. Just a light brush, because I want it to look old and distressed. Again, you can make the wheels whatever colour you like. If you want to make them black, you can paint the colours. You can paint the flowers a different colour. And here I have a picture frame from Dollar Tree and a napkin from Dollar Tree, and I thought it was really pretty, the flowers on this. So I'm just measuring where I want to cut it. I forgot to mention, I just took the back off it. It was like, you have to take the back off, so you just have the thin piece with the design on it. So I just cut that out, and then I'm just going to rip around where the flowers are, and then you won't notice it as much when it's glued down as compared to cutting it. And then I'm going to take some Mod Podge and just going to apply a thin coat of that everywhere where the napkin is going to be. Now, I filmed myself doing this, what I thought I had, and I hadn't. So there's two DIYs with this in it, because the first time it didn't record. So I had to do it again, and that's the one that you're seeing just now. So once it's down, I just applied another layer of Mod Podge on the top. And if you get some wrinkles, it doesn't matter. You can't really notice them when it's up on the wall. And then I'm just taking my heat gun and drying it off, because sometimes you get like some bubbles, and then that just pushes it down and then it all glues together. I'm going to use the Agave Waverly chalk paint again. And then I have these letters I got from Amazon, I'll link them down below, and they just spell spring. And I'm just giving one coat of the agave on the top of those. And then I'm just using some wood glue to glue it on the picture. And you can use another kind of glue if you want to. But since these are supposed to look like they're joined up, I prefer using the wood glue to hot glue, because then you can position them better. And here I have two wee wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue them to the back of the flowers on the bike wheels, and then I am going to attach it to the picture. So I got a new phone, and for some reason the videos I took for the reveal don't work on my computer. So I will have to sort that out for next time, and it's just pictures in this video, so sorry about that. So for the other one that this was the first one that I made but I didn't record it, I just glue in these half beads all the way around, and I will link them down below as well. And then I'm going to take some lavender Waverly chalk paint, and I am just painting the word spring again. And you can use whichever colours you like for this. You can also paint the beads and distress it, or whatever you decide. And here I'm just gluing on the word spring again with the wood glue. So the baby is not here yet. I'll be 40 weeks and 2 days, so I managed to get these easy DIYs done and this video finished. So probably next video she'll be here. Anyway, this is how it turned out, and if you don't have the bike, then you can still make a cute picture. I love the face on this wee wax warmer, but I don't melt wax, so I am just going to glue a succulent from Dollar Tree on the top to make it look like it has some hair and like it's a wee planter. And this is how it turned out, and I think it turned out so cute. And this is a wee watering can from Dollar Tree, and it's ceramic, and it came with some paints and a paintbrush, but I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use this lavender Waverly chalk paint, and then I'm just brushing it on, like, not perfect because I want it to look old and distressed. So I painted the lines on the bottom and at the top, and then around the spout. You can use the paints that come with it, or you can choose which colours that you like the best. And then I also wiped off any excess with a paper towel. I think this wee watering can is so cute and would be perfect for a tier tray. And I make these tier tray DIYs, but I don't even have a tier tray. I have a Halloween one that I made that's in my craft room, but I don't have one in the house. I should either get one or make one. I just don't decorate for all these different seasons. I don't know how people can be bothered decorating their whole house for like one day. I don't mind Christmas. Halloween's my favourite, but that stuff all stays in my craft room. But yeah, I'm too lazy for that. Anyway, I'm going to use this maize coloured chalk paint next. And I'm just going to paint the petals on the flower with this. Next, I'm using some moss chalk paint. And then I'm painting the leaves with this and the wee stem. And then I also did a wee bit in the middle of the flower. Then I decided just to paint the other stripy bit at the bottom with the lavender paint. And then I'm using some plaster chalk paint because I didn't really like how the lavender looked. So I just dry brushed that over the top of the lavender paint. So I liked how this looked better because I wanted it to look old and I didn't want it to look perfect. And this would look cute as a wee candle, but I wasn't going to melt a candle down to make it because I wanted to put some flowers in this. But the last wee watering can I did from Shein, someone has said on my TikTok they thought I was going to put a candle in it, but that one was made out of plastic, but this one's ceramic, so you could do that. I'm just going to fill it with some of these florals I have left over from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut them down and then put them inside. And I'm not the best at floral arranging. So you can either use these flowers or you could get something else, or just use some greenery. But I think these flowers are just so pretty. I'm going to try and pick up some more next time I go to Dollar Tree. And this is how it turned out. So I got this wreath from Pop Shelf. If you watched my haul, then you would have seen that I got it. And the flowers and greenery are from Dollar Tree. And I am just going to arrange them in a crescent moon shape. Because if you watch my channel, you know I love moons and anything celestial. So I am just going to stick the leaves and stuff in the wreath. I'm not going to make it permanent in case I want to change it up and do something else. But if you wanted to make it permanent, then obviously hot glue the pieces or tie them on with something. And I just keep sticking the flowers and stuff in. It's my first time making a wreath. I'm not going to show you me sticking all the pieces of floral in. I'll just show you a couple more. But it's going to be in a crescent moon shape anyway. This wee moon is from Amazon and I will link it down below. I'm going to paint it with some of the Moss Waverly chalk paint. And I need to get a new bottle because it's dried out. There's just a wee bit left at the bottom. So I'm just brushing it on in one coat. And then I'm taking some plaster chalk paint. And I'm just going to dry brush that over the top of the moon. I wanted to cover up the hole, and these wee stars are from Amazon. So I just picked 3 different sizes, and I'll link those down below as well. And I just left them plain wood. And then just using up some more of the florals from Dollar Tree. I'm going to put this piece around the bottom of the moon, just hot gluing it on. And then I'm just deciding what else I'm going to put on it. I'm just snipping off some of the wee flowers and leaves, just trying to decide what to do. And then once I decide, I just hot glue those on. I'll glue the other wee pieces on off camera. So I want to hang it in the middle of the wreath, and I was going to use a piece of this burlap ribbon, but then I changed my mind. I decided to use this one that I got from Pop Shelf. And it has some wire in it. So I'm just going to wrap it around a piece of the wreath at the top. You can glue it down if you want to, but if I want to change it up, change it out, change it up, then I didn't want to glue it down. And then I'm just gluing the moon in the middle to the burlap, and that's it. And this is how it turned out.
And for this first DIY, I actually got this little frame from Michael's ages ago. I don't know if there was meant to be a back on it or whatever, but I have it, and I'm just going to take off these little screws and tabs. And I got this little screwdriver set from Dollar Tree, and you could probably find like some kind of similar frame to this there now. They do loads of different wood cutout laser stuff. And I stained it with the Waverly antique wax, and I have this pretty vinyl from Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking one of the wee canvases and trimming it to size, and then I'm just gonna stick that to the front of the canvas. And just trimming off the excess, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the frame. And then I make sure you get rid of the glue strings, and then I put some more hot glue around the edge of the canvas. And just make sure you get rid of all the wee glue strings, and then I printed off the words Sweet Spring on my Cricut, and here I'm just weeding out the little pieces of vinyl that I don't need. And you could always stick something on it before you glue it to the back, but I wanted to make sure that I was going to try to get it in the right place. I'm just using the sweet tool to stick the vinyl to the transfer tape. I'll cut it down a wee bit, and then put it in place, and then use the tool to stick it back down. And then I could decide which flowers I wanted to use. I was maybe going to do the pink ones, but then I decided to go with this flower. So I just hot glue it to the leaves, and then I hot glued the leaves to the picture. And I make a wee hanger for the back with a popsicle stick, hot glue and some twine. And you could always use the Dollar Tree stickers to put words and stuff over the vinyl. You don't have to have a Cricut. I'm not one for putting words and sayings and stuff on my DIYs, but I thought that Sweet Spring was cute, and I love how it turned out. I have a square piece of scrap wood from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stain it with some Waverly Antique Wax. And then I measure how big I want to make this square of vinyl for to put inside the square. So I just measured out 4.5 inches, and I just use a square ruler and an X-Acto knife. Or you could just cut it with scissors if you wanted to. And then I just stick it in the middle. I measured it, but it still wasn't in the middle. I don't think anybody noticed. And then I have these wee clothespins from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue one on to where the vinyl is. And then I'm going to put some flowers on it, make it pretty. And I was going to use these roses, or I don't know what they are. I don't really know anything about flowers. So I was going to put that on it, but then I changed my mind, and then I ended up going with the pink flowers. And that was after I had already glued this one on. Before the glue dried, I pulled that other flower off and decided to go with pink ones. So I just glued 3 of them on, and I think that looked much better. You can let me know which flowers you like better. And then I decided just to make a wee stand for it, and I just hot glued some tower blocks to the back. And then I decided it was a bit plain, so I decided to glue on some nautical rope around the outside. I just glued it on with some hot glue, and I thought that finished it off nicely. Again, you could tell me, do you like the nautical rope, or would you leave it off? What would you do different? And then I just burnt off the wee hairs on the nautical rope. And I don't smoke, by the way, but my friends do, and they always leave lighters at my house, so they come in handy for when I want to burn the hair off the twine or light my candles. And then because I put the nautical rope on it, I had to add on a couple more tower blocks to the back. And this is how it turned out. That's me and my son when he was 14. He's going to be 21 this year. That was back when he used to let me take pictures of him. Now he always hides his face. He's a big man now, towers over me. He's not going to be happy when he sees this, but I don't care. For this next DIY, I just have a glass vase from Dollar Tree, and I have some lace that I got in Hobby Lobby years ago, and I just had a few scraps of it left, so I thought I would use it up. And I'm just hot gluing it along the top and the bottom of the vase. And you can use any kind of ribbon or material for this, and you can always Mod Podge the material on it. And I'm just wanting to use up, I've got so much stuff, and I'm just trying to use up some of it before I go and buy more stuff. And just be careful. Just be careful when you're hot gluing the lace, because it does come through all the wee holes in it. And then I thought I would glue one of these wee flowers to the front. I was going to do a bigger one, but then I went with a smaller one, and I just hot glued it on. I just pressed it out a wee bit, and then I got those leaves that I cut off earlier, and I just glued them down, and then I cut off another leaf and I glued that one on the bottom. And then I just glued down the little leaves that were on the bottom of the flower. And I think it turned out really cute. I put a wee picture of my doggies in the frame that I made so you could see them. That's Ben and Toby. Ben, the one you see there, that's the one that went missing at the beginning of the year. I was heartbroken. But I'm so happy that we found him. And I printed this off on my Cricut, and I am just going to transfer it to one of these square canvases from Dollar Tree. And I think this vinyl is so pretty. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but obviously I figured out some things. And I ended up using most of the roll, which is good, and it was only $1 when I bought it, so it was definitely a good deal. And I did it on the washi sheet setting because it didn't work when I did it on the vinyl one. And then I'm just trimming off the excess from the sides. And I wanted to use up this last bit of lace that I had, so I decided I was gonna make it like a wee frame around the picture, and I folded it over to cut it, but that wasn't a good idea. And if you have fabric scissors, definitely use those. I don't know where mine are. I had to hide them because everybody comes in my room, and out of all the scissors they could pick, they always pick my fabric scissors to go cut other things other than fabric, so I don't know where they are. So I'm just using normal scissors, and it doesn't really matter because I'm going to glue the cut edge to the back of the picture anyway. So once you cut all your pieces, just hot glue it to the back. Just mind your fingers. I do have those rubber things, but I just always forget to use them. After I glued all the pieces to the sides, I just trimmed off the corners and like rounded how the lace looked, so it's not really that noticeable that I joined the pieces together, and then I just hot glued them. I just put a wee extra bit on there because I'd cut off a little bit too much. And then I just hot glued all the corners together. And then once that was finished, I made a hanger for the back with some twine, a popsicle stick, and some hot glue. And I think this turned out really cute. Can't really see the lace on that background, but I think it turned out really pretty. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of things you want to see in the videos. I know people want more tower block stuff, but I don't know when I'm going to have any. Anyway, I have these wood planks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use all of them, and I didn't bother sanding them or anything because we are going to cover them up with the leftover vinyl. So I just measure the vinyl and make sure it's bigger than the panel, and then I just take my X-Acto knife. Actually, I made it the size of this mat, which I got in Dollar Tree as well. And I measured how big I wanted it, and then I cut out 5 other pieces of vinyl the same size. I'll just show you me doing a couple of them, then I do the rest off camera. I need a bigger mat. The next ones went smoother. And then I just stick the panel in the middle, and then I snip the sides so that I can fold them over. And then I just fold them over. I pull it tight and make sure that there's no creases or air bubbles or anything, and then smooth it down. And I did that for all the panels. And then I have this Inspire wooden block thing from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use some of the Fix All adhesive from Dollar Tree and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue one to each side. And you could always put the vinyl on after, but I wanted to do it like this. I wanted it to still look like panels. I did the rest off camera, and I measured some skewers so that I could cut them down and then glue them on the inside in the corners to hold those panels together. Just watch it didn't burn your fingers. And I'll do the rest of it off camera. And you can always decorate the inside if you want to. And with the last piece of lace, I made a wee bow, and then I just hot glued it to the top, but you could put whatever you want on yours. You could put lace around the bottom or some ribbon, or you could make something on your Cricut. For this first DIY, I have this metal flower pot from Dollar Tree and some stickers from Dollar Tree, and all I'm going to do is attach a row along the bottom and along the top rim of the pot. And you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. And there's also other styles of these rhinestone stickers that you can choose from, but this is the ones that my Dollar Tree had. And it doesn't matter what colour they are because we're going to be painting over them. And I gave it 2 coats of this Ivory Waverly chalk paint. And I used one of these foam brushes from Dollar Tree to apply the glue. I just pour a little bit out and then I just dab it on. But I did have to go and get a brush to fill in between all the little rhinestones and pearls on the stickers, and it would be easier, probably better if you did that first. And you don't want to put it on too thick over the stickers because you want to still see the pattern on the stickers. And then I just dabbed the paint with the foam brush all over the top of the stickers and the rest of the bucket. And I made this flower picture on my Cricut, and I just searched up flower and I found this one and I thought it was pretty. So I just going to attach that to the bucket, and I thought that it was just going to go around in one piece, but that didn't work. So what I had to do was trim it into sections, and I also trimmed off that line along the very bottom. So I just trimmed it, and where there was spaces, the flowers weren't joining, or not joining too much. And then I trimmed off that line at the bottom. And I put down the middle first, yeah. I put down the middle first, and some of these wee things move, so I just put them back in place. And once I got the first piece stuck down, I just took off the transfer tape and then I moved on to the side pieces. And I thought about scrapping this flower picture, but I'm glad that it didn't, because as you'll see at the end, it turns out really pretty. And yeah, I'm making a stencil, if you haven't guessed already. I just stick down the sides, just making sure it goes flat along the bottom edge. I used Waverly chalk paint in the colour lavender to colour in the flowers. And I'm just using a makeup sponge to dab it on. And I just did one coat of it. And you can of course use any colour that you like. I thought this lavender colour would be nice for spring, and I haven't used it before. I've had it sitting there for a while, so I'm glad that I finally used it. And while it was still wet, I just started peeling off the bigger pieces on the outside, and then I did give it a 2-second blast with the hairdryer before I started removing all the middle pieces, because I didn't want to mess up the paint when I was picking it off. And this design was a little time consuming with all the weeding and stuff. So obviously if you don't want to do all the weeding, then pick something simpler, but I think it's worth it in the end to spend that little bit extra time doing all the little weeding parts. And here it is finished. I just added some florals from Dollar Tree that I already had, and I think it turned out beautiful. For this next DIY, I have one of these wooden squares from Dollar Tree, and I just gave it a quick sand with one of the sanding blocks, and then I am going to make a border with those stickers again. And when you want to join them together, all you need to do is cut off one rhinestone from the very end, and then they fit together and you can't even tell. And then I give it 2 coats of the ivory chalk paint. And then for the last DIY, I had to make 2 of the vinyl flower stickers. And then this was little piece that was left over after I had finished the pot. So I'm just using it to make a picture frame, and I used the lavender chalk paint to paint the flowers. And you can see Ben was beside me playing with stuff in my craft room. So yeah, just have it on. Just did 1 coat again, and just did the same process I did for the bucket in the last DIY. So I'm just touching up a little bit I missed. So just watch, make sure you get paint on all the parts of the stencil to get it on. And you can always make the hanger for the back with some twine and a popsicle stick, but I decided to make this a standing picture. So I have 3 tower blocks, and I just hot glue them to the back and hold it in angles so it sits in the position that I want it to stay in. And I think it turned out so cute. It's just nice, simple, cute DIY. But let me know what you guys think down below. This is another easy, simple DIY. So I have this little crate from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach the stickers on the slats on the front and the back. Some of the twine hairs were stuck to it. And I decided to make this just plain and simple so that I could put different flowers or succulents or whatever in it. And then I gave it 2 coats of the ivory Waverly chalk paint, and I burnt off the hairs on the twine, and I just filled it with some flowers and greenery from Dollar Tree, and I think it turned out so cute. Maybe you could put it on a tier tray or something like that. So I'm just going to clean this glass with some alcohol, and then I'm going to stick a row of stickers on the bottom of the glass. And you don't have to do this step either, but I wanted to make everything match. And you guys, do you like when I do everything matching in the video, or would you prefer I did different things with each DIY? Let me know down below. So yeah, I painted it with the Waverly antique wax and the ivory again, just the same way that I did the other things. And then I printed off a smaller version of this flowers, and I weeded most of the little leaf bits out because it was smaller, and yeah, it still turned out nice though. It was just too much. If I didn't tell you probably wouldn't have noticed. And I had to make 2 of these as well, and for the second one I ended up splitting it into 3 parts and applying it that way. And then I used the lavender and just do the exact same thing that I did for all the other DIYs. And I'm just peeling off the vinyl now, and then I'm going to bead all the pieces off camera. And I filled it with some Spanish moss and succulent. You could put a candle in here, or you could put some flowers in here, it's up to you. So this wooden piece, I think it was from Walmart. I got it with something, I can't even remember what, a while ago. So I've been wanting to use it, so I decided to use it for this. But everything else in the video was from Dollar Tree. And I'm just sticking the stickers to the sides at the bottom. Oh, I forgot to show it. I'm just using the Waverly Ivory, I couldn't remember what colour it was there, Ivory chalk paint. I gave it 2 coats of that, and then I printed off another vinyl with the flowers, same flowers on it, and I thought I would make it into a wee tray. And then I just make sure that all the little pieces are stuck down. And I actually like how the silver and the ivory go together, so I have an idea to do that in the future. And then I fill it in with the lavender Waverly chalk paint again, just using the same technique that I did last time. And then I just peel off the vinyl and weed all the little parts out again. And then once that's dry, I start threading this ribbon through the holes, and I'm just putting a little dab of hot glue on the back or the inside of each one so that they will lie flat and not be twisted. And I just keep doing that all the way around. And if you wanted to do this and your wood didn't have holes in it, you could just mark it out and then make some holes with a drill. And I love how this turned out. Maybe I will make some more spring DIYs because I wasn't planning on it, but then I got some inspiration for this stuff. So let me know what you guys think about the DIYs in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.